Today we have a chef, James Curry,
Hello.
and a normal Barry Taylor reviewing survival cooking pouches in the great outdoors. You ready, James?
I just got snowed on.
Number one, James, lift the frosty cloche.
Ebbers, you've really outdone yourself by balancing the cloche on a log. Ooh. Oh, it's a curry. Of course it's a curry. For James Curry. That sounds like Ebbers' type of humour. I mean, it's interesting because it seems to be curry and rice together, so it's all in the same pouch.
So to kickstart, we're going with all-in-one, kind of boil in the bag for class rice and chicken curry. Everything is contained. All you have to do is boil some water, tear off the top and pour it in, and then stir it, leave it for 10 minutes and wait, at which point dinner is served.
Nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's curry bits, there's chickeny bits, and there's ricey bits. It looks good.
I'd just like to say, we have already reviewed this in a previous video, but I want to give it an extra half star out of 10 because I think it's brilliant. We've used it so much, and your boiling water is ready. Is there a fill line?
Yes, there is. Very useful.
You don't have to take a measuring jug with you.
Yeah, I've been fairly generous with it. I've made sure that it's definitely up to number 5. It looks like it's got lots of green stuff in it, which is quite nice. It's courgette, I think, some herbs. Obviously, it's got the chicken. Giving it a little, I'm supposed to be stirring it as well. So it says stir, and it takes 10 minutes. So
I think you give it a stir and then close the pouch.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, do I close the pouch?
I think you keep the heat in,
Oh, no way.
and it all just does its thing.
Okay.
James, you've got such a lovely little spoon crotch.
Yeah, I'm just balancing it.
So this is a pouch to serve one. It is just over 500 calories. It takes 10 minutes, and inside it's 40% rice. The second ingredient is milk, so I'm guessing it's gonna be quite a creamy rice and chicken curry. And then the chicken itself is 15% French chicken plus a whole bunch of spices and seasonings and herbs.
Even when it was dried, yeah, it smelled pretty good. Yeah, it smelled like a curry, and it smelled like a nicely, lightly spiced curry. I can imagine you wouldn't want a heavily spiced curry on the mountain.
No, I mean, when you have a really hot curry, you're supposed to like freeze the toilet roll for the morning after, aren't you? I feel like out here.
Never heard of that.
James, 10 minutes, you've been clasping that warm pouch of goodness. What's inside?
Oh, let's have a look.
Ooh.
It has rehydrated.
Now, typically, and kind of the point, you just eat it straight from the bag. However, we're going to decant it for the sexies.
The sexies.
James, it serves one, but I've got the dregs at the bottom of the bag. Cheers. It's really creamy.
Actually, not bad.
I mean, that is surprisingly tasty, but what I'm most amazed by, but not when you read the ingredients, is how creamy it is as a curry. I mean, the second ingredient is milk powder, so it has got that creaminess. But if you're outside and just done a day's exercise, that is hearty.
It's actually really surprising. Like, I would have no problem eating that if I was camping or in the outdoors. I wouldn't be missing real food that much. It's great. It's really nice. The chicken, a touch dry, but it's freeze-dried chicken or dehydrated chicken. And you know, it's meaty. It's got a bit of texture. I mean, I'm actually super impressed. I've never had this before, and I would probably buy it if I was going on a multi-day hiking trip. Like, it's so light as well. Like, these things are designed to not take up very much space and not take up very much weight. And considering that's what the main purpose is, it actually tastes all right.
So a 2-year shelf life. It's just 120 grams to pack into your rucksack. You eat it in the pouch and you just add water. On that basis, and with a price point of €8.50, what do you think?
If you're going out and going somewhere that is difficult to survive in, then you should pay to have the gear that is going to keep you warm and safe and healthy and makes life a little bit easier because you've got a lot more other stuff to worry about. So yeah, I think I'd pay that and I'd be happy with it. I'd be happy with what I got.
Okay then, is this food to thrive or food to survive?
I reckon this is food to thrive on. I'd have no problem eating this at all.
I think it surprised us all. On to cloche number 2. Baz, you're in the not so hot seat. Lift the cloche.
Oh no, it couldn't have got any worse. I'm sorry. Right, so what have we got? We've got energy mixed fruit jellies. Ooh. We've had some fancy versions of this in the past, haven't we?
Yep, these are pâte de fruits. We have looked at them before in pretentious ingredients. I think we bought them from Selfridges, but these ones are perfect for in the mountains, a real kick of fruit and sugar.
Strawberry cranberry, citrus, blackcurrant apple and pear flavour. It has confused me because I'm used to seeing these in more luxurious locations.
Usually individual little mouthfuls, nicely shaped, in wonderful presentation boxes, and they are delicious French confectionery. Here, they have been fortified, they are over 50% fruit pulp, and they are a real kick of sugar.
Okay, so easy open if you have gloves on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I've got the citrus one, which is lemon, orange and grapefruit, and it delivers on everything I would expect of a pâte de fruits. It's chewy, it's got that crunchy sugar on the outside. It is tangy, really fruity, and obviously very sweet.
For me, it's like how the French do survival food, because in the UK, you go for a picnic, you have a ham and cheese sandwich. In France, you have jambon et fromage baguette, and it's glorious. Same with this. At home, this would be a fruit pastel. Here, it's delicious.
What's interesting to me is because they're made with more than 50% just actual fruit pulp, they've obviously got loads of vitamin C in them, which is good, but also vitamin B3 and B6, and supposedly that's supposed to reduce tiredness and fatigue, which again, in a survival situation, is key.
Genuinely, I'd be happy to buy these, cut them up, and serve them as a fancy dessert.
They vary from flavour to flavour, but the average is about 333 calories a bar. So they are really high in sugar, which is exactly what you want if you are expending all of that energy.
You've convinced me, Evers. How much do they cost?
So that box was €8, and there are 12 of them, which makes them about 65 pence each.
I did. Oh. I think
You've got a very soggy bottom and you're dripping.
Sorry, my bottom's a bit soggy now. But I think that's actually a pretty good deal.
Is this food to thrive or just food to survive?
There has to be food to thrive. That was over the top, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Okay, James, ready for the main affair? Lift the cloche. Ta-da!
I do play.
Yep, we've basically got meat and mash. Two different bags from two different brands. You've got Voyager, which is aligot, a classic French dish, which is pretty much 50% potato and 50% cheese and dairy fat. And then from Leo, we have a pork in dill sauce.
Just wanted to mention that you left the prices on. So now me and the audience both know how much these cost.
The other thing the audience don't know is we ran out of water. So I went and picked some virgin white looking snow over there. We've melted it and now we've boiled it. Why bring a bottle of water to the forest when it's falling from the sky?
Okay, I'm going to do the pork loin first because that takes 10 minutes. 396 millilitres of water. That is incredibly precise. I hope I have a measure of some sort. Oh, okay. Again, this one does have a fill line, very useful. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't look very appetizing on the inside, but we'll see how it turns out. In the meantime, this branding is probably a bit more premium than what we've seen so far. And they say, have a closer look at our ingredients list. It's pure and simple. It is a clean label. So I think they're going for like the more high-end, sustainability conscious person with this one.
Yep, these are Leo. They are a multi-award-winning range of freeze-dried meals. And what they claim to be is like scratch cooking at its absolute heart. So if you read the ingredients, there's nothing on it that you won't recognise. And they have some really interesting flavours in their range, including nettle curry, Mexican-style scrambled eggs, or a beef stroganoff, or like Polish sauerkraut. So a really multicultural menu. This one is pork with dill.
It's worth mentioning that although we're going to cook the potato with it, this is a full meal in itself. It's 427 calories for the pack. And it's pretty weighty, like there's a lot of food in here. Right, well that's cooking. Let's do the mash. Oh, it smells potato and cheesy.
So this isn't just any old cheesy mash, this is Tom, and Tom is an Alpine French cheese that is just synonymous with the area. So this is really playing to French classics, so you can be on the side of a mountain, sat in snow, and still feel like you're eating quality. You look at it and you think that looks like cheese fondue. It's really liquidy, stretchy, stringy mashed potato, and that's because it's 50% potato and pretty much 50% cheese and butter. Do you want to serve up? All right, James, dig in.
I'm intrigued. I didn't have very high hopes for this pork dish, and it's actually really nice. Some of it hasn't quite rehydrated, but the root veg around it, it feels like it hasn't had a lot done to it, you know? It feels like it's a proper dish. It's quite nice. The mash, though, I did actually have quite high hopes for. It's fairly smooth. I don't know if it's my palate, but it tastes a little bit cardboardy and not as cheesy and potatoey as I'd like.
I absolutely agree in terms of preference. That is a complete meal and is my favourite of the two. There is a little bit of that premium baby foodness to it, and that sounds terrible, but the reason I say that is because so often good baby food is made of lots of vegetables, especially root vegetables that are quite sweet. That, with the dill, is actually really lovely. Whereas this, I absolutely don't have a problem with, but I would say it smells cheesier than it tastes. It's like decent, luxurious smash. Bearing in mind, I don't think you'd just tuck into a whole bag of this, but if you did that, it would easily divide two ways with something else. A beef chasseur, a mushroom one, or something else. That was €780. Whereas this absolutely is an entire complete meal and is the more premium end, and that comes in at $12.90.
Again, I don't really know, and you're obviously paying for the convenience, so I'd probably pay that much if I knew that it was going to be light and easy to pack and tasted reasonably good. The mash, I agree, you could probably split it between two. I don't think you'd want a whole pouch of that, so yeah, it's a pretty good price.
Okay, with these two, together or individually, are they food to thrive or food just to survive?
I think the pork one is okay, but I'm gonna have to say both of these are food to survive.
Last but not least, lift the ever damper cloche. There, you've learnt.
Right, so what we've got here, we've got track and eat. Ooh, dessert. Milkleys vanilla geschmack or vis au lait à vanille. Vanilla rice pudding.
So this is from Trek and Eat, and what they say is, no matter how you enjoy your outdoor experience, the next meal is always something to look forward to. Lightweight, convenient, and easy are priorities, and we have those nailed.
I can't feel my hands. Underwhelmed. I'm a man who's made lots of formula milk in the past, and it smells like UHT milk.
Did you really expect to open it up and have fresh milk? Of course it's dried milk, along with rice, some sugar, and some seasonings like vanilla and cinnamon. Have some hot water. Got it? Wait.
Thank you.
250ml, which is up to the 6.5 centimetre line. So again, no measuring, just pour up to the guidance. Once you've given it a good mix and got right down into the crevices of the pouch, then seal it up and wait. Go on then, Baz, that's 5 minutes. Pour it out. Get your nose in. What's it smell like?
Not much. I'm gonna be honest. You got really sniff hard, don't you?
Not much.
There's vanilla there somewhere, but I'm trying to
I can smell vanilla, but you're right. I actually get potato before I get rice.
It is what it is. It's good. It's a good consistency for rice pudding. I think I need a little bit longer in the bag. Well, it's a bit chewy in places.
I think it definitely delivers on the right level of creaminess and the right level of sweetness. It's not too sickly sweet. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon. However, it's a cross between rice pudding and Rice Krispies, because the middle is still slightly crispy, and I don't know whether that was our approach to it or there was something that wasn't quite long. We did what it said on the packet. Not perfect, slightly baby food-like, but at the same time, in the circumstances, you'd probably be very happy with it.
It doesn't taste as luxurious as a rice pudding should, but I am sat in the rain in the woods. So what do I expect?
For me, the only thing that it lacks is that real creaminess through and through, because you're right, it has a kind of crunch to the centre of each grain. Okay, Baz, in terms of price, and we should stress we've bought all of these in outdoor shops in a ski resort, so they are going to be a bit steeper than perhaps you can get them online, but we paid $5.90.
I think we've said and eaten enough. Ebers, ask me the question.
Food to thrive or just food to survive?
I think I'm surviving on this one, definitely.
Not the strongest of finishes, but that is our extreme outdoor cooking pouches. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below and give it a thumbs up if you like it.
But where should we be going next to try some more fascinating foods?